Let's get this party started and how. Let's get this started and there.
Oh my God.
Let's get it started everywhere. Ooh. Ooh, hee, hee. Na, 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 na. Ooh, ha, ha. Ooh, ha, ha, ha.
Is this we're keeping this in?
I don't know. It's up to you, Jolin.
All right.
You're the master of our destiny here.
Yeah, so, Victor, how you been? It's been a long time. Welcome, everyone.
Well, hello. How you doing, everybody?
Welcome
back.
I think this is our second podcast from break. We took like a
I think
2-month hiatus.
When was the last one? Like New Year's podcast?
It was the beginning of February.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, so this is our second podcast of the year.
Oh, it was when we were like
2020.
I think our last podcast we introduced the Jumblhoj Season of Love.
Yeah, and it's still going on.
Yeah,
We're in the final weeks or final week.
Yeah, and
by the time this podcast comes out.
Hopefully, yeah. And just heads up, if you enjoyed the games that we played in this season, just let us know, and we'll continue it even if it's
and we'll play it next season.
Next year, we know.
You have to wait a whole year.
Yeah, that's right. Keep you waiting, salivating those lips.
All right. I think I'm good.
Yeah, we good. All right. So, Jolin,
yes,
since it's our second podcast
Victor.
back. Really? What do we have in store for these beautiful people over here listening to us? Ooh. Yeah, that's right. I'm talking about you. Aren't you little beautiful? You so
can I talk to you on the side?
Yeah.
You just gonna sandbag me like that?
I sandbagged.
Yeah, you know I didn't have anything planned.
I thought you did. Like we talked about this before. Okay, all right. Let's go.
So I'm gonna tell you guys a story that I found funny.
Okay, all right.
That happened on my way here to our studio, aka Victor's bedroom, aka where the magic happens,
aka
both in reality and sex.
aka the Thunderdome.
Oh, all right.
So, Jolin, what happened?
And so I'll tell you that narrative.
All right,
and then we're gonna get into the meat of our maybe. Podcast. We have to eat our sides before we get to the meat.
That's true. You can't you gotta get that entrees. Like hors d'oeuvres and get your appetite going.
Whew. Okay, it's a minute. Fuck this. No. So yeah, I'll tell you guys the narrative, and then I think we have another thing that we talked about. We wanted to speak about.
Yeah. We got
and then we'll get into the meat of it, which we're gonna talk about some more relationship stuff since
that's right. It's another one.
At this point, we're just pandering. We know those. We look at our analytics, and those are the episodes that stick out the most. So clearly, you guys want to hear it.
Because
we have some hot takes about relationships, even though Victor's been in many and I've been in none. So that equals out to we both as a couple have been in a few.
Exactly, we've been in like an average amount together.
So yeah, that's what we got.
And don't lie to yourself. You like this. How many times you've heard of us talking about this and all the bullshit we spit, but for some reason you keep coming back, and that's why we love you.
You could have stopped this. You could have commented down below things for us to talk about. We always say that in the end of the episodes, but I don't think anyone ever gets to the end. So I'm telling you right now, whatever you guys want us to talk about, comment down below, and if it's interesting enough, I didn't want to say good enough because all ideas are good, but if it's interesting and we can actually carry a conversation about it, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, definitely.
So diving in,
yes,
on my way here. All right, so this is the narrative. On my way here, I was following this car, and this car had a dog inside, and it was a big dog, kind of like a Rottweiler.
Oh damn! Okay,
it was pretty big. And he was just having a good time. Dogs love to be in cars because they get to see the world.
Yeah, they get that air in their face.
So so it's excited. It's barking, like all dogs do. So we pull up to a stop, and at this stop, there's a bus stop, and there's at least like 8 people there. All walks of life. There's a kid. There's a mom with a stroller. There's some random dude. There's and someone who just got off of work.
Oh, ooh.
So the dog starts barking at this one specific guy, and the guy starts to get like a little, weary, cautious. So he like kind of inches away from the car.
It's just like, okay, might as well just be careful.
And out of nowhere, this guy has like the audacity to just come up to him, and he's like, "Hey man, you know when babies cry when you hold them, and when dogs continuously bark at someone, you know what that means?" And the guy just gives like no fucks about it. He's not paying attention to him.
Of course.
And the guy is just like, "That means you a real messed up man."
What the?
And I can't see them, but I could kind of see them through my mirrors. Yeah. Like I'm waiting for the light to turn.
But you clearly hear it though.
Yeah, I can clearly hear it.
Oh, damn, okay.
And at first I thought he was talking to me because he was like, he was like, "Hey, you speak English?" And I was just like looking out, like, "What?
Oh, it's a race thing, I see."
Maybe I didn't want to bring it there.
No, yeah, I get you. No, I was just like making a joke.
So he's telling him like, dogs and babies, they know when you did something bad, and if that dog continues to bark at you, you a real messed up dude. And I was like, I was expecting like this guy to just stand up and like punch him. I would have.
Yeah.
Because like, first of all, you don't even know me. Second of all, that dog is just having fun. All right, he's just barking.
Yeah,
he's having the time of his life. Exactly. He doesn't care.
He's excited. He's just like, anything could be exciting to him.
Exactly. And then for you to just come up to me and like accuse me of being a bad dude
in front of everybody, making a huge
remove
scene.
The glove, slap him. I challenge you to a duel. Pistols at dawn.
Yeah. Damn, you read my mind. Well, okay, so to be honest though, I don't know if you saw it or not, but like, did you see any of the reaction from the guy whatsoever?
He just gave that face that like, you know what, fuck you, buddy. I'm not
in the mood for this.
I'm just trying to get home.
Oh, okay, I see. Like, I don't want trouble.
I was just like, God damn. This poor guy, maybe he like
came out of work.
Yeah, he just has like a hard 9 to 5 and he's just like trying to take the bus home. And then this dog's barking at him, and this guy's like, "You messed up."
The fucking coincidence of all those things lining up. The dog being too excited because he's like having fun from his owner taking him a ride, and then him just being tired, right in the center of the seat or like just wherever he was at the bus stop, and then this random dude just having the balls to come up to him and accuse him of something for no reason. That is insane. Oh man, that's urban living right there.
I know. Like just. The wilds of LA are better than public are better than TV.
The concrete.
You think the Kardashians could write something like that? You think Jersey Shore could have made up something like that?
No, that's natural writing right there.
This is all natural, 100% organic.
Yeah, I mean,
grass fed on the streets of LA.
That's clearly what LA is all about. Aside from San Francisco, but that's too deep territory.
But yeah, that was something interesting that I found coming here.
Yeah, that's fascinating too. Like was the dog barking though, like aggressively though?
No, he was kind of just like,
hey, like,
yeah,
notice
just like
me.
That.
It's just like, hey, people,
he's just having fun,
Yeah,
just
exactly.
doing what dogs do, barking.
Yeah, see, because if it was like aggressive, then yeah, even I would be like, what is that dog smelling? Like, is it me? Like, what's going on here? You targeting me, boy? Is that it? Mm-hmm. Then yeah,
do I offend?
Is it my smell? That makes me wonder, Jolin.
Yes. What does it make you wonder, Victor?
Now that you brought up that story,
I did bring.
I was wondering, do you think dogs have like this actual sixth sense? Considering since like all senses are pretty much heightened as compared to ours.
Yeah.
Do you personally believe dogs actually have that sixth sense to pick out whether a person is good or bad just by like smelling them or like seeing them or interacting with them whatsoever?
So your average like everyday dog, I think to some extent it does, because dogs have learned through domestication. Dogs have learned to like pick up on people's body language.
Okay.
Even the way that we treat our own dogs, they can kind of tell like from our body language if we're mad at them, if we're happy, if we want to play, if we don't want them around us.
Yeah.
So then they look at other people and they kind of get that body language as well, even though people don't have the same body language.
Yeah.
Like someone can be completely neutral and then just stab another person, and
true.
It's
all just like mental and stuff. Yeah, that's true. Like that reminded me of when I used to have a dog and I was like really sad. Or like I was about to cry. So for some reason my dog always knew exactly when I was super sad and would just run right up to me and put its like head right on my knee.
Oh.
And I was like, you do know, you do care. I love you, and that will cheer me up. That would be all I need.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is that sixth sense is learned. It's
I think so,
like
because
with
like protection animals and stuff. Even service dogs.
Yeah.
Service dogs who are specifically for people who have like epilepsy or something.
Mm-hmm.
They, aside from just like being able to smell the chemical differences that are going on before you have an attack, they're able to like kind of tell from your demeanor, and your energy that, oh, he's about to have something's wrong.
Yeah. And
then with attack dogs or protection dogs, they kind of reinforce in the dogs this type of body language.
Mm-hmm.
Like a bad guy is someone who's like very big.
Oh, I see.
Not fat, but they portray themselves to be large. Like their arms are out, their legs are out.
They give out this dominating like aura of them.
Exactly, and then they move with the intention to hurt, and that's what the dog picks up. And when it does that, it strikes.
Yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense.
So I think, in a sense, dogs do know.
Yeah.
Cats, on the other hand, they're just assholes. They don't care. Actually, no. I say that, but I take it back because freaking Aussie Man Reviews has this whole like video of like cats.
Why they're awesome or something? Or
pretty much. Like one of them is like this dog just randomly comes and like attacks a little kid. And then out of nowhere, this cat just comes and body slams the dog.
Really?
And the dog is like about to attack the cat. But the cat just starts like pawing and scratching at the dog, like "Get the hell out of here!"
What? That is so dope.
And I'm like, that's the Aussie expression is like that cat is a fair dinkum.
Fair dinkum. I like that. Wait, so okay, hold on. I think I've seen the video.
Boy, that cat's a fair dinkum.
Is it a video where the kid's playing like in the yard next to a big car and the dog just comes out like out of the corner of the car?
Yeah.
Okay.
Some like rogue dog.
Yeah.
And this cat just body slams the hell out of it.
Yeah, the cat just
he's like,
shoots like a jet.
He's like, that cat just used a Lego move. It's so fucking funny. I love Aussie Man Reviews.
Oh man, yeah,
he's great.
The Chuck. He's the one where we got that. The Chuck.
The Chucks.
I love that. Yeah, see, for me, cats have always been an enigma. It's just like, I guess, you know how with the whole pit bull situation, like they're only vicious dogs depending on like the owner and how they're raised. I feel like that's the exact same thing with cats, but to like the extreme. Like you like depending on who you are as a person and how you raise them, on top of their own personal personality, it's like it's just amplified. Whether they're assholes or not.
Yeah, I mean, I've never had a cat, and I've never had any interest in having a cat, so I can't really say, like...
Have you ever had interactions with cats, though?
2? I think one of them was, like, a mom cat, and it, like, clawed the hell out of me.
Oh, I see. Protected.
So I was like,
how dare you?
I know. You swine.
The only experience I've ever had... I've had only experience with, like, 2 cats. One of them being our friend's cat.
Oh, yeah.
And...
Kitty.
Yeah, his name was Kitty.
God,
and
so original.
That cat loved me. That cat was super chill. He was awesome. Like every time I would go over to his house to play video games, that cat was a typical like he would instantly see me and start purring and rubbing his body against my leg. And then when we would be playing video games with my arms like on the table, it would come in and just like roll up in my arms. I was like, I fucking love you too.
Ow.
And then the other experience is just a cat that didn't know me, so it didn't care about me. It was only on its owner, and I was like, I would try to pet it, and then it was like, let me put like one hand on it, and then right away just leave. So I was like, all right, it's indifferent, doesn't know me, that's cool. But I've never had like a negative interaction with a cat where it was like scratching at me. But I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot of people, and I've heard a lot of stories of the people having bad experiences. So that's why they're an enigma.
Like, I don't know. Like when it comes to negative experience with cats versus dogs, dogs are more of a liability because I feel like, especially when it comes to size, dogs can really mess you up.
Yeah, that's true.
Like even like a small poodle can still like ruin your day because they can like rip your leg to shreds.
True.
But then you get into like bigger dogs like a German Shepherd, and dude, you're like, if you get messed up by a German Shepherd, you're messed up for life. You can't like run anymore. You can't do anything.
Oh yeah, you're gonna need like skin grafts for that.
Versus a cat, they only come in like what, 2 sizes? There's like those big ass Norwegian cats or Maine cats,
or like the typical house cat size.
And the normal house cat size.
Which is weird because the cats are usually like associated with tigers, big old cats and like pumas and shit like that.
Yeah.
So it's like they're vicious and they will rip your face off. But with dogs, it's like they're wolves, and even then, wolves were like they wouldn't really attack for no reason. You know what I mean? Like they would be smart about it.
I feel like we spent too much time on this.
Yeah, we have.
Whatever.
But
it was
even
interesting.
Then, it's good. It was
okay.
Point is, I love all animals, but I would rather go with a dog myself.
Yeah,
that's what I'm leaving it.
But that was my interesting talk as when I was coming to Victor's place to record.
Yeah, that was fascinating. That you got a good view of the.
You remember what the other thing we were going to talk about was before we got into the whole
relationship thing?
Yeah,
it was
no before that.
Before the relationship thing?
Yeah, that was like another thing that we were going to bring up.
Ooh,
I don't remember.
Me neither. Wait, I don't remember. I feel like I got the hint of it. Oh, was it the question we found on Reddit that was pretty interesting?
Nah,
Wasn't that one?
That question.
No. Okay. Was it the question that I asked you on?
It was good.
Yeah.
It was a good question, but whatever.
Was it the question I asked you at the shop before we came?
No, it was one that we came up like right now.
Damn.
But whatever. We can, if we think about it, we'll talk about it at the end. We can just jump into the main course.
Yeah.
We can talk about
full meal.
Yeah. This is what you all came for. You saw the title. You saw that relationship. You who's making your ramen on the stove. When you heard us say relationship, you're like, huh?
Ooh,
relationships?
Yeah, I want to hear this juicy detail over here.
I know.
Okay, or you want to start it off, Jolyn, since I started off the first one?
I feel like you should start it off, man. Like, I went into my whole thing. I have my whole rant.
All right. Fair enough. Thank you. So, what was it about again? Let me see.
All right, I guess I'll start it off. So, the question that we posed is, you're in a relationship.
Yes.
Right? Like most people are, except for me.
Okay. Not good thing you brought that up. Relationship, we're gonna count as just doesn't have to be romantic relationship. It could just be like friendship.
Yeah, because friendships and even like co-workers and shit like that.
Yeah, exactly. Even family, you know.
That's they're all relationships. It's just it doesn't have to be romantic.
Exactly.
Anyways, so you're in a relationship, and it's not going that great. You know, you're starting to hit a rocky path. Well, when is the right time to just, dip? Alright, I'm out.
It's I'm out of here.
To work on it, to actually fix this and go back to that whole smooth sailing.
Yeah. So my personal experiences.
If you want to start it off like that, yeah.
Well, I mean, just like what I think, like what I've gained. Yeah, so my answer. That's it. Really is though, honestly, because it's like, even though I've had, I guess, quote unquote experience with dating and also just like friendship, I've always been very keen on being nice to people. Even if I never got anything out of it, the fact that I was able to make someone smile, someone laugh, maybe just, even if it was for an hour, and that 1 hour of the day was like, you know what? That was the happiest time I was in that day. If it was because of me, I was ecstatic. I was like, you know what? That's what I lived for. I was like, even if my day's shitty as fuck, as long as I saw you laugh, I would laugh and I would smile and be like, you know what? My day isn't that bad anymore. So that's why with friendships, I never really broke it off. Like, I never really knew when it was time to all right, I'm out. You know,
so you never really broke a relationship. You kind of just drifted apart.
Yeah, exactly.
I see. That's interesting.
Because I always tried to fix it. You know what I mean? I always had these clues of like, hey, we're drifting apart, and I could tell it's because of one of us. It's either because they heard something from me, or I heard something from them, or like maybe we got into an argument and we never said I'm sorry. Like we were prideful and we're like, you know what, this guy is just a dick. So that's when I realized, hey, it's time to fix it, or else I'm gonna lose this person. And I would always be like, fuck it. Even if they don't want to be the ones to swallow their pride, I'll do it myself. You know what I mean? For the same reason of just being nice, I would go up to them and be like, hey, dude. Alright. And I would just be like, hey, dude, remember that fight? And right away they would just stir up feelings and be like, yeah, what about it? It's like, dude, my bad, man. I'm sorry. Like you were, we both were wrong. You know, I'm not saying you were right, but at the same time, I'm sorry. It caused us to not be friends anymore. And they would give the typical, no, it's not that we weren't friends. It's just I was still upset about it. I was like, all right, well, why? Why were you upset? And we just talk about it, and then yeah, cool. You want to go play some basketball? And we're like, yeah, for sure, man. And we'd be cool.
All right.
We would fix things. But I never got to a point where I was like, yeah, no, this person's toxic. I'm a yeet out of here. Stop myself up.
Right.
And even when it came to dating girls, I never once saw yeah, I'm out. They were always the ones that were like, maybe it's best if we don't date anymore, or maybe it's best that I find someone that's I could see a future with. That sort of stuff.
All right, so quick little question. You don't have to go into detail.
Okay.
Just a yes or no. Have you ever dumped anybody?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. All right. I have, and it was mainly because they broke my trust.
Oh, okay.
And it was that's obvious for everybody. You know what I mean? It's not really like the main source of our topic right now, because that one, as soon as they break your trust, like
back to another one.
You could just
relationships part 4.
That's right. Look forward to it. So yeah, that's pretty much what I got from my experiences. Like, I usually tend to go for the fix it part, and then if I ever did come to the part where like, hey, it's time to break it off, it was mainly because of the other person.
Oh, I see.
Honestly, that was, so far, it has not come negative in any way to my mentality. Yeah. Because, like, most of the time, even if they were the ones that broke it off, they would still tell me, like, hey, I think it's best if I go with someone else. Like, there's no benefit for me to stay in this relationship. And I was like, you know what? That's cool. Like, thank you for being so front. Instead of going around the bushes and just like slowly drifting away more and more, like, that's just bullshit, because then you're left with the, what did I do wrong? You know what I mean? Like that burning question of like, how can I fix myself if you didn't tell me where I needed to fix myself in? Okay. All
right, I can see that.
Yeah. So what about you though? What's your experiences? Or what's your input on this question? Doesn't have to be experiences.
It's hard. So I've been the one to break off friendships. Just because, they've partially the same reason. They kind of like,
they've hurt you?
Not hurt me, but they disappointed me. They like, I put some trust in them, and then they showed me otherwise.
You saw no benefit in furthering the friendship or relationship.
Exactly. So I've been in that situation. There have also been times where, I mean, it's a lot less serious, but you're interested in a girl, you're trying to get her interested in you, but you can just tell it's not going anywhere, so you're just like, all right, whatever, it's done. Yeah. That's like a less severe example of what we're talking about at this moment, but it still applies, because it's like, where I'm trying to go with it is like, when do you know that this relationship isn't worth fixing? And you should just end it or leave them, or find somebody else,
or at least don't waste your time on it, because you're gonna be wasting your time if you try to fix it.
Exactly. So in my case, if you lose my trust, or you're clearly not putting as much effort, which I feel is very important. Oh yeah, big time. In a lot of relationships. Like, you can't be in a relationship where it's not 50-50. If you're giving like your 100 and he or she is only giving like 25%, clearly something's off, and they don't care about you, or they don't respect you enough to give their 100.
Exactly.
So yeah, and in that case, or cases, my bad, where I did break stuff off, it was very weird, because we were in high school and we would always see each other
every fucking day.
But instead of like acting like, oh, nothing I'm not gonna see them, you just you own up to it, and you just walk past them. You don't have to make eye contact, you don't have to say hi, but just at least give them the decency that you're not gonna like cower from them.
Exactly. I mean,
or don't let them like hold that power over you, that like, yes, I made Jolin
be awkward around me,
walk an extra floor just to go around me.
Yeah,
don't give them that power. Just pass by them. It's not the end of the world,
because that's not really once you give them that power, it's no longer your decision to stop being friends with them. It's like, they're still controlling you. You know what I mean? They're controlling your actions, and they're still on your mind. And the whole point of breaking off the relationship is to just not have them in your thoughts anymore. Not have them affect your life in any way.
And bringing it back to that whole thing that you were saying about, kind of explaining like, hey, this isn't working out. Even if you're just friends, it's a little reassuring, because I remember like, I asked this girl out in high school, and we were really close, but then as soon as I asked her out, it got weird, and we stopped being friends. But she didn't tell me that, like, you betrayed my trust, I only saw you as a friend. Yeah. She didn't tell me this until, like, 3 weeks or, like, 2 weeks later.
Oh, is that the situation where she explained how it betrayed her trust because she thought that all her, like, interactions with you were clearly friend only?
It was that case.
Yeah, okay. And then she saw it as betrayal, because she was like, now I don't know what to say to you.
She didn't explain any of this to me. So I went into this whole like spiral of sadness. And it wasn't good for both of us, because she was like clearly avoiding me, because now she couldn't see me as like, oh, the fun Jolin that I can crack jokes with. She saw me as like, oh, if I do anything, it's gonna like spark some romantic interest in him.
Exactly. If she would have at least come and talked to you and be like, hey, I felt this way because of what you did, then you could have at least apologized and be like, look, I clearly, misread that, and that's just on me. I promise I won't do that again. And maybe you could have at least still just been okay with each other, still seeing each other around. She wouldn't have had to avoid you as much.
Yeah, I mean, she did, later on, she did tell me all this stuff.
Yeah, but that was after the years
we spent the rest of high school, we, not ignoring each other, but not acknowledging each other either.
Exactly.
We were just, strangers to each other again, which was fine. And then, I guess to add a happy ending to this whole little thing, we met up 2 years after high school, and in the beginning it was kind of weird, but towards the end of our whatever we did, it was fine.
Yeah, everything was good. Yeah,
and it helped that it wasn't a one-on-one thing, her and I are meeting up. It was in a friend environment.
Exactly. Yeah, because it was I remember when she had her own boyfriend, and we met up as a group of friends. You guys were cool,
we were fine.
It was relaxed. There was no tension whatsoever. It wasn't awkward.
2 years had passed by.
Exactly. So you guys were fine. So it's just if she would have communicated those feelings towards you earlier, maybe that fine situation would have happened much sooner.
True.
It would have been much cooler. I did want to bring up something when you did mention the whole it has to be 50-50 from both of you.
Go for it.
And this is a childish way to determine this, but it's a good red flag. Hey, if you see this, maybe you should just investigate further whether you could fix it or just leave the relationship. But it's when people don't text you at all, or they don't call you, they don't message you, they don't talk to you whatsoever outside from face to face. I understand there's people that hey, you know what, if there's something you need to tell me, it's worth eye contact.
I'm old school. I want phone calls and actual meetups.
Exactly.
Don't text me or DM me.
So if it's like that, then
God,
sure.
Don't ever fucking Discord me because I don't know how to use that shit.
don't contact me.
That's what we were going to talk about. Just feeling like a boomer.
Oh yeah, we were going to talk about that. Not being able
to know how to use Discord, and when we first started using Reddit, we were like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah, I was lost on that shit so bad.
But anyways,
so we'll continue right now. I just want to. It's quick. The way I found out on why I think I did want to end a friendship, but I didn't really officially end it hey, it's best if we're not friends anymore. I kind of just let it roll its way down the hill of not talking to each other anymore, was because I discovered that some of my friends who were super close because we saw each other every day, I was always messaging them. I was always the one to text and be like, hey, what's up? How's your day going? You still cool?
Yeah.
I would say jokes. And then when I wanted to meet up with them, I'd be like, hey, you want to hang out in the park? Maybe go get some In and Out or something. But every single time I wanted them to text me back, they never did. And I did this experiment where I was like, you know what? I want to talk to them, but I'm just going to see if they want to talk to me. So I'm just going to let it see how long it takes. It's been 3 years since they have not messaged me.
Really?
Yeah. And at that point I was like, okay, then we're not friends anymore. It's cool. I harbor no resentment. I don't have a grudge against them. They're still cool people. And I'm pretty sure if we were to meet up again, we could still continue off as friends.
Yeah.
There's no hard feelings. But that's the red flag I was talking about, just you being the only one to put effort in contacting each other. If they saw you as a true friend, they would at least want to talk to you, even if it's once a month, just be like, hey, how you been? And that's it. Even if it's a small conversation, it just at least shows you care.
All right. I can see that. Okay, we mostly talked about when is it, what are the symptoms or what are the signs to break something off, right? When do you know it's worth saving?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Because that's a hard part. Because, I mean, and it kind of goes back to that whole, you give as much as they give in the relationship.
Yeah.
So, I feel if you, say you have a friend or a girlfriend or a boyfriend or whoever, you just have an other.
Yeah.
On the other side of your relationship.
An other.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And you wronged them.
Yeah.
If they do attempt to kind of make things right, I feel there's something there.
Yeah.
There's something in that relationship that both of you acknowledge, this fight isn't worth losing you.
Yeah.
And then, but, take all of this with a grain of salt, because then there are those people who just prey on those who are, weak.
Uh-huh.
And who just want to take advantage of you.
They could tell you're too kind or something.
Exactly. You have to know the differences between saving this relationship and you're being in an abusive relationship.
Exactly.
You're being held hostage.
Mm-hmm. So that actually brought up an idea like of 2 relationships I've had about that.
Ah.
One of them being one that I'm no longer in, like as friends. We're no longer friends, but it's weird because we still both think about each other. And I think you know who I'm talking about. No. Oh yeah, of course. We're not friends, Jolan.
Is this your way of telling me on the podcast in front of 10 people?
I'm sorry I had to put the spotlight on you, Jolan, but it's gotta end. When it came to her, it was like we were really close friends, and even though she never really gave me much benefit, you know what I mean? Like, she never gave much to the relationship, as in like she never bought me food, she never gave me rides anywhere, she never got me like tickets or anything like that.
I mean, even like aside from material things, she never like checked up on you. She never like talked about your interests or things like that. You know?
It was mainly just about her, or like pretty much the whole relationship was me trying to get her out of her shell because she was very shy.
Yeah.
It got to the point where she was not shy whatsoever with only me. And that's when I knew my hard work has paid off. And she wasn't giving me the materialistic things that I was giving her, like rides and like buying her food and stuff like that. But like she was giving me friendship. I actually like felt like she cared. And it felt like a genuine friend. Like she would actually start hitting me up. And it was very weird because she would actually want to call me instead of texting me. And when we would call and we would talk for like hours, like 3 hours, 4 hours.
Aww.
And it was very nice. Like I never had a friend that actually like preferred talking rather than texting, which most times I was busy, so I couldn't talk.
Yeah.
But just the thought of her wanting to hear my voice, and she wouldn't even tell me. She was like, I just wanted to talk to you, like you're my friend, and I love you as such. And I felt the same way, so we were like we became 50-50. And then I messed up because I did something that like betrayed her trust. I didn't know I did that at the time, but she just, instead of telling me and like, hey, you hurt me, she just ignored me. She just stopped. She just ghosted me. She just stopped talking to me entirely, which in turn hurt me because I was like, I thought this friendship meant something. You could have like talked to me about this, but that just showed that like she was still shy, or at least inexperienced with awkward situations like that, or at least inexperienced with conversation. So to this point, we still haven't talked, but I could clearly tell, especially from what you've told me, she still thinks about me, and clearly, of course, I'm still gonna think about her because she was a great friend. But I still get the sensation that if we were to ever meet up again, that definitely is a friendship I would gladly want to fix because of how much I got from it and how like great of a person she was. Yeah, so it's just it would give me a chance to like, if anything, if she doesn't want to be friends, I would be like, it's cool, just let me apologize. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for what I did. Yeah, that's about it. That's about the time when I realized like it's worth saving that friendship.
So I don't know, it's weird because like the only time that I can think of saving a friendship, or let's just say a friendship.
Yeah.
In this case, it's a friendship.
Okay.
It's like nothing really happened between us. It's just like distance got in the way.
Yeah. So
because we weren't like in proxy of each other, or we weren't interacting with each other as like much in the physical.
Yeah.
We didn't really interact. But clearly they like, I still care a lot about this person, and they clearly do, because whenever I do message them, or I do like send something their way, they do respond, and like with
enthusiastically,
and they don't just like ghost me after 5 messages. They like continue the conversation.
You could clearly tell when they're busy, that's why they don't reply, as to when they don't want to talk. Like you can see the difference in that. And
so I mean, in that sense, like when you see that there's effort in a relationship, that's when I feel like there's something like it's worth at least preserving.
Yeah.
You shouldn't just cut ties because of distance. Like distance can be easily rectified.
Exactly.
But with this individual, I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're still like indecisive right now of whether it's worth saving or
not that it's worth saving. It's just they started to change.
Oh, I see.
And I don't agree with their change. Or at least like I haven't been able to see how much. Like if I haven't seen to the extent of how much they've changed.
Oh, I see. Because you're so
because
like you
of
haven't
the
interacted as much.
Like
yeah,
yeah,
exactly. I get you. Well, so it would have to determine whether like you guys are able to interact once more, and then you'll be able to like see
exactly
if it really is definite saving time.
Yeah, pretty much. But I mean, like it's not a bridge that I'm going to completely burn down.
Yeah.
maybe like descale. Like you have like go
down.
from like the Golden Gate Bridge to like just some Old Town Country Road Bridge.
Hey.
Like it's still got its charm, it's still got its use.
Exactly. It looks nice in the area where it's at. It's good. Keep it there.
So
no, I understand.
I guess that's the whole thing about keeping and dumping relationships.
And now that you brought it up, it's like, I don't understand when people say that long distance it's the reason why they're not friends anymore. Like only distance, that's it. Like that's the only reason why. Because I've had friends where we didn't talk for like 3 years whatsoever, but then as soon as we met up again, it was literally just like the old days. It's like we literally just pressed pause on our friendship and then pressed play as soon as we met up again.
Oh, yeah.
And it was awesome. We like played the same games, still had the same conversations. And then even then, it was like spiced up conversations because we've had so many different experiences in the past 3 years since we saw each other. So we were like, yeah, man, like this time, like I had a girlfriend and then like I got a new car and like it blew up or something like that. It's stuff like that.
Yeah,
so I was like, those are the type of friendships that like will last a lifetime, no matter what happens between you two.
Like, part of me wants to say now in this whole like new age of technology, like long distance isn't a big deal.
Exactly.
But then you have those stories of like World War II vets that like had a girlfriend, went off to fight the war, then came back, and they're like still they're still together to this
day. For a
year.
Yeah, exactly.
And like technology wasn't a thing. You would probably get a letter like once every month if he survived on the battlefield.
Exactly.
And then even now it's like we have all this technology, but then people are like, oh, long distance relationships don't work. Case in point, well, not case in point, but to kind of, not reiterate, but just show that that's false. Like my sister has been in a long distance relationship.
Oh yeah, she
for
has.
like almost 2 years.
Yeah, and it's going
they're very
fine.
serious. They're thinking about getting married.
Exactly.
And it's like, some people may think, oh, long distance, that's probably from like LA to San Francisco. Yeah, that's pretty long. But hers is from San Francisco to Miami.
Oh, San Francisco. Oh, damn. Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Like complete opposite ends of the country.
Holy shit.
They're separated by like 700 or like 7,000 miles.
They're separated by the whole United States of America.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
And they're pretty serious, and it's I can tell that it's a very good relationship for both ends. And I'm happy for both of them that they're still together.
See, I think that's the problem with like technology being more accessible to like being able to connect everybody to everybody else. Yeah. Is the fact that the type of love that you just described, where it's like World War II, to love a woman or love another person as much, to like wait for them to come back after 5, 6, maybe even 10 years of not seeing them, not being able to hear them, touch them, other than just like get letters from them. And then still form a relationship after all that and be together for pretty much a lifetime. We can't have that anymore. Like, that love doesn't exist anymore. Or at least it's very hard to find, because we're so connected that we're able to see like the flaws, I guess, in each other and ourselves as well.
True.
You know what I mean? Like, we have more accessibility into that.
Today's the day that we're supposed to FaceTime and he's not picking up.
Exactly. So
that means he doesn't love me.
Yeah, and then we just start like talking to yourself so much, and it's just it's crazy, it's ridiculous. But that doesn't mean it's not possible, you know?
Yeah, I get you.
You just gotta work at it. You just gotta keep trying.
That's crazy, man. I guess that's the whole reason why baby boomers are a thing.
Baby boomers?
Or were a thing.
Wait, what do you mean?
You know, baby boomers? Like, yeah. Freaking people, like people who were born when soldiers came back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I mean,
especially if
you were surrounded by nothing but other of the same sex.
Especially if you like went out during the beginning of the war, you were there for like a good like 7 years.
Yeah. So, which is understandable why, like, they would have those army shows where it was nothing but girls in skimpy outfits, and men would lose their shit. Yeah. They would be like, holy crap, bring the girls back. It's like, you haven't seen a girl in years, and you've been covered in viscera and blood and guts and all this other crap from your own friends, you know?
Yeah.
So, of course.
That's a topic for another conversation.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I feel like we hit a lot of bases here.
Yeah, we really did. It was a good conversation right there, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Like, hopefully that's another relationship podcast in the books.
Relationships part 3.
Hey, let's see how far we can keep it going. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. You know, we do this for you because we love you.
Exactly. I mean, we also enjoy we enjoy it a lot.
Yeah, definitely, of course.
And
if not, we wouldn't have so much to talk about.
Exactly. It's all for you guys. You know, we do this show. and we have this channel because we just want to entertain you guys.
Yeah, definitely. We really appreciate you guys.
So maybe you just subscribe, maybe tell a friend,
and you hit that like button.
Maybe put our podcast in the background, muted. That'll be great.
Muted. Yeah, exactly. So, and it would help us out. So, just like, thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys. And if you got in this far, comment down below what you want us to talk about. If it's interesting enough, or we can actually hold a conversation about it, we will talk about it and we'll give you credit. But yeah, with that, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If you're listening to this on Spotify, what up? If you're not, if you're listening to this on YouTube, you can listen to our podcast on Spotify now if you're on the go.
Just heads up.
And yeah, we'll see y'all next time. Bye, everybody.
Stay beautiful.